What is up guys, welcome back to another GeekaWhat video, and today I've got this insane RTX 2080 Ti custom water-cooled hardline system in from the guys at Cyberpower PC, who were kind enough to sponsor today's video. So let's take a look inside and see just what this insane system can do. Now the first thing I noticed about this system, aside from its weight when I tried to pick it up, is just how striking it looks with that orange coolant. You don't see an awful lot of orange custom water-cooled builds, and this makes me wonder why. Built inside of Corsair's fairly new Obsidian 500D, you've got dual swinging tempered glass door side panels that look really quite fantastic. At the front of the system, you've got a 360mm radiator from EK. It's their Coolstream SE model, and this handles all the cooling for the CPU and graphics card. At the front of the radiator, you've got 3 pressure optimized Cooler Master fans with some custom Cyberpower branding, which I haven't seen before, and is really a nice bit of attention to detail. Behind the radiator, you've got a pump and res combo, which also comes in from EK, and all the gear here, all the water cooling gear is from EK, including those really nice fittings. In terms of the raw processing power in this machine, you've got an RTX 2080 Ti, the Duke model from MSI, which gives you really respectable 4K gaming numbers. Having a graphics card as part of a custom loop not only keeps it nice and cool and reduces temperature fluctuations, expanding the longevity of your GPU, it also gives you quite a bit more overclocking headroom, which is of course really nice if you want to get a bit more free performance at that 4K with ray tracing enabled. In terms of the CPU in this build, we've got Intel's latest and greatest i9-9900K, which is just a beast. With a bulk load of single-threaded and multi-threaded horsepower, it's a really impressive CPU. All of the hardware here is nicely built onto the MSI Gaming Pro Carbon MPG Z390 board. Not the top-end board, it's not got a load of unnecessary features, but gives a good amount of expandability, and of course is a nice board for CPU and memory overclocking. Talking of memory, you've got a 16GB kit from Corsair, their Vengeance LPX to be specific, which keeps upgrade paths really nice and open. Pick up an identical kit later down the line and you can have 32GB of memory without really any additional hassle. With this system coming from Cyberpower PC though, you can of course configure it out the doors with as much memory as you like. Want an RGB RAM kit? No problem. Want a different motherboard? Okay. Want to change the case to something with a bit more or a bit less flashiness? You can certainly do that. It's a really big advantage that all the systems are built exactly to spec, and that allows you to configure them just the way you would want. That's one of the major advantages of going for a pre-built system, especially in a custom water-cooled build, where there's A, a lot more that can go wrong, and B, a lot more time needed to get a professional fit and finish. Everything from just how perfect the custom tubing bends are in this system to the cable management that is better than, frankly, anything I have ever managed. It really does look quite professional. To wrap up the spec sheet, we've got a Corsair RM850X, which provides a nice bit of headroom, fully modular 80+ gold certified power supply, covered nicely by the case's power supply shield, alongside a 970 EVO M.2 drive from Samsung, which is one of the fastest NVMe drives on the market. You've also got 2TB of Seagate Barracuda mass storage in the rear for your movies, music, games, all that kind of thing. With that being said though, let's now jump into some benchmarks, performance figures, and see just how well this system performs.
Don't you know, don't you know, I walk through fire with you. I walk through fire. I'm not an angel, I'm not a saint. I've been a closed book full of mistakes. But when you're broken, when you're in pain, I walk through fire with you. I walk through fire with you. I walk through fire. I walk through fire with you. I walk through fire with you.
As you saw from those performance figures, this system has got a hell of a lot of power, to say the least. 4K with ray tracing enabled in Battlefield 5 is quite the spectacle, and as DLSS starts to become supported and more titles boast ray tracing compatibility, a system with this much power is going to provide just some insane gaming experiences. The versatility of the RTX 2080 also gives you the reassurance that you can crank settings right up there at 4K while still hitting that key 60 frames per second mark, with the Intel CPU covering the single-threaded and multi-threaded bases in equal measure. It means the aspiring content creators, streamers, video editors, those doing 3D rendering are covered nicely, whilst those hard-headed gamers are also accounted for, shall we say. You've got to remember as well that the Cyberpower PC configurator gives you the flexibility to, say, tune the CPU to an i7 if you want more single-threaded performance, and an i9 if you're after a bit more multi-threaded horsepower. If you enjoyed today's video though, make sure to give it a big old like. I'll link all the products mentioned in the description below. If you aren't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that big old button and make sure you ding dong that notification bell. Hit me up on these social media channels on your screen now. But as always, we'll see you in the next GeekaWhat video. Look at that, so sick.